Hey guys, it's Brian Taylor with Dreamline Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. And over the past few months, I get asked this question at least twice a day. And the question is, are we headed for a housing bubble? And if so, when will the housing market crash? And that's a fair question because almost everybody remembers what happened in 2008. But the reality is we are not in a housing bubble and the chances of a housing crash are extremely low. And when we come back, I'll share the 6 reasons why, so stick around. Welcome back to my channel. So let's answer the question, are we headed for a housing crash? But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and then click that bell to be notified for new videos that we release every week. So here are the 6 reasons why we're not headed for a housing crash. Reason number 1 is inventory is at record lows. So in the Charlotte area, we have 0.7 months of inventory. And that means if no other houses came on the market, it would take only about 21 days for everything that is currently listed to sell. And for the most part, the entire country is in the same position. And remember, a normal real estate market would have 5 to 6 months of inventory. So this explains why buyers have very few choices out there. And because of supply and demand economics, we're seeing these fierce bidding wars. And it's because of supply and demand equations that simply won't allow a price crash in the near future. Reason number 2 is builders can't build quickly enough to meet the demand. After the last crash in 2008, home builders pulled way back and they never fully ramped up to the amounts of homes that they were building before the crash. And now there's no way for them to buy land quickly enough to match the heightened demand in today's market. And it'll take years for home builders to build the amount of houses that they once did in the early 2000s. And this shortage of new construction is also fueling the fire for the run-up in prices. So as you can see in this graph, from 2000 through 2009, 12.6 million homes were built. Then when the market crashed until 2019, only 6.5 million homes have been built. So that's about half. And that's partially why we are seeing the inventory shortage we are right now. Reason number 3 is mortgage rates remain near historic lows. So after hitting all-time lows in January, mortgage rates have increased a little bit, but not a whole lot. A 30-year fixed rate is still under 3%, and it's very attainable with most lenders. And these low interest rates are giving buyers increased buying power. And even though rates are expected to increase as we near the end of 2021, it'll have very little impact on slowing down the buyer demand. Reason number 4 is demographic trends are creating new buyers. So while there's strong demand for homes on many fronts, a lot of people who already owned a home during the pandemic realized that they needed a bigger place. So since a lot of companies are now transitioning to 100% remote environments, most people are looking for bigger homes to furnish those home offices. And then we have the millennials. So millennials are a huge group and they are entering their prime buying years. Reason number 5 is lending standards remain strict. So in the years leading up to 2008, we saw the subprime loans, or liar loans as a lot of people call them. They became very popular. And borrowers at that time didn't need to document income in some cases, and lenders offered mortgages to just about anyone, regardless of credit history or down payment amounts. And in that time period, people could get a loan with no money down and with a credit score as low as 580. And today, lenders have imposed tougher standards, and the buyers who are getting these mortgages have very good credit. In fact, according to a report by bankrate.com, the typical credit score for borrowers is at a record high of 786. So to put things into comparison, in 2006, $376 billion of mortgages were given to people with a credit score below 620. And last year, there was only $74 billion in mortgages given below a 620 credit score. So unless mortgage requirements get back to the wild, wild west of the early 2000s, that's when we have to start worrying about a housing crash. Reason number 6 is foreclosure activity is very low. So in the years after the housing crash, millions of foreclosures flooded the housing market, driving prices down. But that's not the case today. Most homeowners are in a very good equity position, especially as prices continue to rise. Not only that though, people who've had trouble making their house payments due to layoffs from the pandemic are getting assistance from lenders and working out those payment programs. As we sit today, there are about 2 million homeowners right now that are in forbearance, and about 85% of those are expected to pass through with no issues at all. So that would leave about 300,000 people that could potentially be foreclosed on, which is a drastic difference from the 4 million plus that we saw in the last crash. Okay, so that all adds up to my consensus. Yes, home prices are pushing the boundaries of affordability, but no, the boom shouldn't end in a bust. I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you want to see what home prices are doing in the Charlotte area and how much over asking price people are paying, you may want to watch this video here. And if we can help you with anything in your home buying journey, please give us a call. Our information is in the description below. Thanks for watching. Make it a great day.